Kia ora and good afternoon. Now, today's topic is about sports. Yeah? Sports. Now, sports is big in the world. You have soccer, basketball, hockey, swim. I mean, you name it. You know, sports is big. It's part of the world, is part of the economy, it's part of our way of life, and so on and so forth. Now, I bet you're probably wondering why I'm talking about sports, since I do a little bit of it. It's not like I'm a professional athlete or anything, but sports, when it comes to young people and children, when you say sport, people think of football, in this case soccer, right? Or basketball, the generic stuff. And they associate sports with fitness, which makes sense, and with keeping out of trouble, which in some respect is true, and so on and so forth. Anyone can do sports. Some choose not to. Some choose to take it as as a professional lifestyle, as a career and other bits and pieces. I mean, sports. Anyway, let's get down to it, shall we? Sports when it comes to young people. If we're talking about exercise, then I can safely say that young people are already designed by nature and engineered to exercise. Yeah? It is something they would do naturally, unless something gets in the way. When I was growing up, and when I left the village and I went to the city, when I was growing up, in the city, every day, literally every day after school, as soon as I get home, I have my lunch very quickly, I put my bag down, I get changed, and then all I do is go around the neighborhood looking for my friends who live in the neighborhood, and and neighbors, just get the children out, and then we all just go and play soccer just down the road somewhere. We just go and play soccer because there's a huge field. It's not like there's a goalpost or anything like that. We create our own goalposts. We use huge blocks, set them up into small goalposts. Not the big ones. We create small goalposts and then we play. That's how we enhance our skill. The other thing we do in terms of sport is that during the Olympics, right? During the Olympics, some of us young people in the neighborhood always like to do our own kind of like athletics. So we kind of like race and see who's the fastest in the neighborhood. We climb trees to see who's the most agile and who can do the best skill and so on. I mean, we do lots of things. In fact, one of my favorite memories was when we can actually take milk tins. So our milk is actually in tins rather than in bottles, like plastic bottles. Ours was in tins. So what we do is, once the milk tin is is empty, we just cut the top, cut the bottom, cut the middle part, open it up, and then we create motorbikes and toy cars out of them. It was so amazing. And guess what we use for tires? We use jandals. That's right. So we cut out a circle in the jandal. Keep cutting and cutting and cutting onto the other side, and then we use it as tires. Really cool. One of the first things I created was a Jeep, and I love Jeep. So when it comes to exercise, I think people should really focus and realize that when it comes to exercise in relation to fitness, that is pertaining to young people, the exercise itself is not enough. The idea of exercise, the concept of exercise is all in the mind. So when children do it naturally, when they do it, while doing it, if they're happy doing it, if they're excited doing it, if they're looking forward to it, they will get the rewards of it. The exercise, the positive state of mind, well-being, positive well-being, and so on and so forth. They'll get it all. But if you do exercise just to achieve a certain goal. You know, get you a couple of guns and muscles and all that bits and pieces. Man, I see people jog around, and the look on their face, they look very serious, you know, just jogging, looking very, very serious. And I'm thinking, oh my God, you know, this person is so not enjoying their jogging at all. And some, while they're jogging, they look like they're really struggling. You know, they look like they're in so much pain, and they're just still pushing and pushing and pushing. I mean, we all have all sorts of reasons for doing exercise. But to my belief, the idea of exercise should be about something you love doing. Yeah? Something you really love doing. I love activities. I can do all forms of activities. I mean, you've seen all the videos you've been loading, right? I love going on adventure, adventure escapes. I like going on, adventure trips. I love running a lot of adventure activities and so on and so forth. And all these things, with a positive state of mind, makes you fit. It really does. But all that in itself is not enough. You need a good balanced diet as well. So you can do all the exercise you want, try and run all the junk food out of you, but if you keep going back to eat more and more junk food, then you're just pushing your body to the limit. You know what I mean? Like, if one wants to live healthy, you have to eat healthy, and you have to do things that you love, that you appreciate, that have some sort of activeness, both for the body and mind. And you have to do it because you love it, not because you're aiming for some good muscles and all that, or, you know, you're pushing your children to, you know, to score the best try, to score the most goals and so on. Please let your children play. Let them play. They already have that, if you will, that genetic code in them, the desire to play and climb trees and do all kinds of crazy stuff and build things. Let them do that. Don't push them to play rugby if they don't want to play rugby. Don't push them to play cricket. Don't push them to play soccer. Not everyone is going to be a superstar soccer player or basketballer. Let your children do what children do, especially when it comes to preschools, primaries, and I dare say it, intermediate as well, yeah, and even high school. Let the children choose what interests them and what they're interested in. But in saying that, there are a few who like to exercise their thumb, yeah, and their fingers, yeah, and unfortunately, it's as a result of technology. That is one of the biggest problems we have. Steve Jobs, yeah, the creator of the iPad, iPod, and so on and so forth, he said in one of his interviews, when he was asked, oh, do your children must love to, enjoy that their father is an inventor, and they love playing with all this tech and so on and so forth. And he looked at the interviewer and said, no, I don't allow my children on all those things. Now, there's a reason why. That's a smart man right there. There's a reason why. He will not expose his children to a lot of this technology for a very good reason. And he's the creator of these devices that has made him a fortune. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow your children to play as children do. Let them climb, let them swing, let them play any sports they want. But please, get them off the tech. Yeah, get them off. It's a distraction. It takes them away. It zombifies them. And when the moment they're zombified, yeah, it's very hard for them to physically want to do something out of interest. Get out there. Have some fun. Enjoy it. And more importantly, encourage your children. Let them get out there and do what children do. Yeah?